What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing part 3 of this engine rebuild series. So today we're going to be working on our rear main seal, installing our oil pan, as well as installing our heads. And I'm going to show you how to set your rocker arms and push rods in without putting too much pressure on the head. And all that information will be in this video coming up, so stay tuned. Alrighty, so now that it's all torqued down, we're gonna work on the rear cover and the rear main seal. We're gonna clean that up. Then we're gonna follow by cleaning the mating surface up here and putting some RTV on the 4 corners, and then placing down our oil pan finally. So let's get started with that. Here we have our rear main seal. The rear main seal keeps the oil sealed inside the rear of the engine. I use a hammer and a chisel to access an opening. Then I use a screwdriver to remove my seal. So here we have our new rear main seal. Let's open it. If you can see on the rear main seal right over here, I'm not sure how good that'll pick that up, but it says right here, this side out. If you can see it, this side out. So this is on the outside. So it's gonna, in theory, sit like this way. So usually what I like to do before installing is place a little RTV along the threads. You do not want to put oil on the inside. So I'm just gonna place some RTV and then press this down, and it should be all set. Before you press anything down though, you do want to make sure that in here is clean from all debris or whatever. I did spray it out with some brake cleaner, so let's get the RTV set. I use RTV to spread a thin layer around the seal to provide additional protection. Then I place my seal in the cover and gently press it down. Finally, I give it a light tap with a mallet to make it flush. This rear cover is also an aligned cover. So first, I want to clean up this area. I use brake cleaner to clean any dirt from my mating surface. Before I forget, I would like to replace my oil galley plug. I use a fine pick which helps me dig in to remove it. Talk about sludge. Let's see if I have a new O-ring for this. Alrighty guys, so here's the deal, here's what happened. I have to wait a few days to get this part in because I'm gonna order it online. No one really has it in the stores. And I'll just order an OEM one from online. In the meantime, I'll probably clean out this little oil gallery the best I could. And yeah, that's about it. So this episode hopefully will be very long. We got a lot done. We got most of the bottom end assembled, plus we got the front cover on. We just need to get this oil galley in, put in the new one, then put on the rear cover. All right guys, so this is the part I've finally been waiting for. We got it with the new one. I clean up my rear cover to get it ready to be installed. Just like the front cover, this cover also has to be lined up. I check both sides with a straight edge ruler just to make sure that it's flush. Before installing my oil pan gasket, I apply RTV on the 4 corners of the rear and front covers. I lay down my oil pan gasket, and then I gently install my oil pan. I run down all my oil pan bolts. Then I torque everything down. Bolts that run from the oil pan to the block as well as the oil pan to the front cover is 18 foot-pounds. Then from the oil pan to the rear cover is 106 inch-pounds. I'm ready to install my lifter buckets with my lifters. Each lifter bucket holds 4 lifters, so 8 on each side. I carefully place my lifters into my block and press down, and then I repeat on the following side. Then I torque down my 2 10mm bolts. To prepare my block for the head gasket, I have to make sure it's completely clean. I use some shop towels and brake clean to carefully clean the surface. Then I dry everything using an air can. I carefully install the 2 dowel pins on each side of my block. Now I am ready for my head gasket. This is a MAHLE head gasket. MAHLE products are super durable, and I will place the part number in the description below as well as an Amazon link. To ensure maximum sealant, I apply a thin layer of Indian head shellac. This is a sealing paste for the head gasket that will do no harm. I install my head gasket, making sure that the side that is marked front is facing my timing chain. The gasket literally goes on one way. I then apply a thin layer of shellac to the other side. I grab my head and I make sure it lines up with my dowel pins. Once aligned, I carefully press down and begin the installation. I install all 15 of my head bolts. 5 small ones will be on the top, the 2 medium-sized ones will be on each end of the middle, and the remainder of the large ones will be in the center and the bottom of the head. I will post a picture in the description below. First, I torque bolts 1 through 10 at 22 foot-pounds. Then I do a second pass turning bolts 1 through 10 at 90 degrees. Then I do bolts 1 through 8, an additional 90 degrees. Then bolts 9 and 10 get an additional 50 degrees. Finally, bolts number 11 through 15 get torqued to 22 foot-pounds. Now we are ready to build our head. We install each of our push rods and we make sure to dab some assembly lube on each of the rods. In order to install our rocker arms, we want our valves to be on their base circle. Base circle means the point when the valves are at their lowest, meaning closed. We want them closed because it will be less stress on our rocker bolts. The exhaust is at its base when the intake starts closing, and the intake is at its base when the exhaust starts opening. We continue to do this going down the line. Make sure to add some assembly lube on the rockers, the contact points where the rockers meet the push rods as well as the valves. These specific points have a lot of friction. Finally, I torque each rocker to 22 foot-pounds. Before installing my valve covers, I decided to paint my engine. I went with the Iron Man theme, red and gold. I decided on painting the block and the pan red while painting my front cover and valve covers gold. I saw this amazing Chris Fix video on how to paint your valve covers. He had amazing tips, so definitely check him out in the description below. Finally, I install my valve covers and I torque them down to 106 inch-pounds. Wow, this engine looks amazing. Now it's time to install my crank pulley. I will leave the link in the description below of the tool I purchased to install this. All it is a bolt, 2 washers, and a nut. It's really simple. To prevent my pulley from spinning, I use a pry bar to keep it still. Alrighty guys, so that is it. I hope you definitely enjoyed this episode. I know I enjoyed making it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. So if you did, please hit that like button. I beg of you to hit the like button, and also subscribe to the channel if you are new and stumbled upon this video. Just subscribe and also hit the bell notification on top to stay up to date with all my latest videos. Also, if you found this video useful and have a lot of information in it that can help you and possibly help a friend, make sure you share this video as well on your Facebook, Instagram, whatever you want to share it to. Just make sure it gets out there. And also, if you guys haven't already, I do have playlists for this Avalanche. So if there are videos that you haven't seen or you feel like you missed a part, just click on the playlist and you can find those videos as well as my other Chevy Avalanche videos, and I will leave those links in the description below. If you like, you can also click on the Amazon link down below and purchase anything that you've seen used on this video, because I will make sure to leave those links in the description below as well. So with that being said, guys, I hope you really did enjoy this, and I will see you next time when we're ready to install this engine into our truck.